years, for my 40th birthday, I want to actually lease or rent out, not lease, sorry, rent a club.
Your last birthday, you were trying to play with
I actually DJ on my 40th birthday.
Will you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's my goal.
You party hard, but you work even harder.
You have to work hard. Life is just about balance. I always tell anybody I'm speaking to that you have to also reward yourself. It's not, you don't work to just pay bills, to just live a gloomy life.
Yeah.
No, it can't work. You have to pat yourself on the back, regardless of how much you make at the end of the month, at the end of the week.
Yeah.
Even if it's 500 bob, put 50 bob aside, and whatever you want to do with that 50 bob, that's up to you.
Gen Z say kupigia mwili pole. We're live on Facebook, on Instagram. We are live on Facebook, on YouTube, and on spicefm.co.ke. And today we are asking the great Lizz Ntonjira, what does success look like to you? Because it seems, sometimes from the outside looking in, perfect. A masterpiece. Like no hair out of place. Like it was written by some, like Yani, your author was not messing. Yani, they wrote a perfect story. Career, author, farmer. We see the shiny outside. We don't know the inner trappings of your life. What does success look like to you?
I mean, success to me looks like when I'm on my deathbed, and if I'm gone, I've left a legacy. There's something that I've left that people remember me by.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, that chick who did that Youth Can book because she really believed in the potential of young people and spoke up and spoke about issues that impact young people across Africa. That for me is success. When I think about my son, getting a girlfriend or a wife in future, and he's like, my mom set such a great example for me on how a woman should be and how a woman should also treat their man. By the way, people get surprised every time I say I cook, I clean.
Me, I see you. But with your nails, please show our camera your nails. Me, it's the nails. And then the other day I saw you, I think you was it in State House, Tanzania? But there was a very official, someone from Her Excellency Suluhu's camp was with, and me, I'm like, look at you, girl, first the youngest.
Someone from Suluhu's camp. That was the vice president.
She was the vice president.
United Republic of Tanzania.
I love that.
Dr. Philip Isdor.
Yes.
That was our chief guest for the event that we had. But I think you're talking about Umi.
Yes.
Honorable Umi Mwalimu, who is the Minister for Health. Yes.
And I see the difference in how they dress and how you show up as yourself. In any forum, internationally, in the region, what is an assumption you feel people, being young, being pretty and intelligent, also people have a lot of opinions about it. What's the, Yani, you've had, and you're like, that's ridiculous and almost laughable.
I think I've talked about this. When people always associate anything that you do, you're very lucky. Oh my gosh, that luck word is such a trigger for me. Because people have no clue the kind of sacrifices, the trade-offs, the discipline, the consistency, the resilience that you need to develop over years, over a long period of time. I've had people come to me and say, oh, I was also a lawyer, maybe I can choose this career path. I've built this career path since I was 10 years old. That's the first time my first article was published, because deep down I'm a storyteller. I love telling stories.
Yes, you do.
And, it's something I built over time working with Standard, where I'm at today, and, Nation Media Group, True Love, Drum, Twende, all those, big publications. So it's not something that
overnight happened overnight.
I don't believe in the essence of overnight success. It's just that you don't know the journey of these people. And unfortunately, a lot of people nowadays, especially, Gen Zers, they look at the things, mostly the material things that people have, and say, I want Yolanda's life. I want to have a show, my own show. I mean, it's taken you time to get here. And it's taken time because you've shown your expertise, you've shown you are dependable, you've shown that you're a key opinion leader in this media space. And people have built trust around you, so they've entrusted you with carrying out this beautiful show this time. You know what I mean? So it's we need to also appreciate the journey as opposed to just purely looking at the outside, the shiny outside.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, you know, my parents had like 6 kids to take care of.
Yeah.
I recall and laughing, and I know they did the best they could with what they had at that time. They were both civil servants. And, you know, I just laugh and I'm thinking, you know, the first time I actually ate like stuff like sausages, bacon, spaghetti, that's not stuff we used to eat, by the way. Like growing up,
yes.
It's like that's the special meal you have once in I don't know how long.
Special occasion.
But people don't see that. They imagine you. I remember somebody telling me, "You look like you went to group of schools." No, I didn't.
It's blood, sweat, and tears.
Blood, sweat, and tears. You know, so it's a lot of dedication, a lot of sacrifice, a lot of circling yourself with people that soundboard what you really want to aspire to be. I think that's really important. For sure, to be able to maintain this balance, I'm one of those people. I think sometimes I frustrate my friends and siblings and even my parents because, and my husband, because I'm always like, I can only take so much of complaints. Like, okay, so what are you doing about it?
Yeah, like solutions.
I love solutions. I love, okay, there's horrible traffic on this road. What can we do?
Yes, instead of sitting and wallowing.
I can't. You can only do that for so long. And there are moments and there are periods that you have to do that so that you don't build trauma. But also you can't live in the past. You can't live in the failures. You can't live in your mistakes. You have to envision a bright future for yourself. Have you ever thought about it? Anything you think about, let's say you imagined about buying a Range Rover, maybe you have one, I don't know. And
almost.
All of a sudden, you start seeing everywhere because
ads on the phone.
Exactly.
The universe starts to conspire towards you.
So whatever you feed your mind, which ends up to the people around you, has a really huge impact to the output that you put out there.
You know, I'm such a fan. I'm fanning out here. I'm like, oh my God, don't even show your excitement. Liz, there's an assumption that the higher you go up the corporate ladder, the lonelier it becomes.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Please tell me about it. Have you does the weight keep falling off on its own, or do you actively, mentally, new level, new devil? Like sasa nyinyi napeleka na nyinyi wapi? Nikikwambia Yolanda, my party is Dar es Salaam or some island somewhere. I'm like, kuna bus inapeleka watu, inapik watu can come. Tell me why the assumption. Why do you think many people have that assumption?
I really like that. New level, new devil. I really like that because the challenge is when you start out, like whatever career, entry level, many of you become friends and etc. But all of you have different paths. There are people who either want to do their masters or further their education or don't want to, or have progressed in different sort of ways. They've started their own businesses. They've become successful. And, you know, people, I don't know why we as humans are engineered like that. Instead of being happy for people, we begin to be envious.
It's our competitive spirit.
And we're just what starts very innocently as admiration, like admire her, you know, her wittiness, her resilience, soon turns into envy. The envy turns into jealousy. The jealousy turns into like ridiculous hate. Like it doesn't become that I'm inspired by the work that you're doing, but I want to be you. And, you know, I always tell people you can't be anybody else.
True.
You can be inspired, you can be empowered, you can be challenged.
You're a one
by
of one.
Other people, but you're a one of one. Every day I wake up to be better than I was yesterday. So if that means I'm a late sleeper and a late riser and I wake up at 9 and suddenly I'm waking up at 6, tap on my shoulder. You've become better than you were yesterday.
True.
I think that competitive nature is where like people fall off because they start thinking, why is it Liz and not me? We started off at the same point.
Which is so sad. Me, I believe in collaboration,
partnerships. I'm one of those people who I hear, I have rabbits. And
imagine she does, and she's so proud of her bunnies.
I don't know what to do with those bunnies because
let's not discuss the issues you have with your dogs sometimes. The other day back, I was tetting for your dog. I'm like, Yolanda, you have reached home, people are not having dinner. I'm just, oh yeah, he said sorry. By the way,
yeah. Max is very naughty. So there's
and
Max
he tries you.
He tries me all the time.
Haju yako kwa nyumba ya nani? But I love it.
Yeah, and it's so it gets lonely. It gets because and then when you move further up, remember it's not like you're still 20 or 19 or 30.
Yeah,
your age continues to grow, right?
True.
And your responsibilities become more. There's a spouse you have to cook for or
give attention
to. There's your parents who now are facing many health challenges and you have to be there for them. They're your siblings that you know
who miss you, their
miss
sister.
you. They want to be around you and you all complement each other in one way or the other. They're your friends. Of course, there's your children, if you have children who need your attention every other day. So when you think about all those things that require your attention, you're like, you know what, I'll prioritize all this, and people start dropping off.
Slowly. Even your auntie's waiting for baby number 2.
Yeah.
Waiting for baby number 2. Lizz, by the way.
Yes.
Now, do you know he's 3 years old?
Yes.
My boss he's 3. He should probably be getting a sibling now. I'm like, which contract do I have with you to be just churning babies out like your rabbits?
Yes, those rabbits give birth like
Lizz, what do you do for fun?
For fun?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I listen to...
Besides wanting to be a DJ, because I see you trying at your parties.
Yeah, I try, but I failed miserably. But I will get into a DJ school, by the way. So it's like, how many... Is it like a year, 6 months? I don't know, but
you can come here for free. We'll talk to our boss.
Okay.
Jimmy Gathi. Kuna intern or DJ hapa.
I have to DJ my 40th.
Yeah.
What I do for I listen to music. I read books. I listen to a lot of TED Talks. I listen to rap music.
Can you imagine?
Rap, yeah.
Can you imagine? Rap is for losers and guys who just bums for chilling in the hood.
No, I listen to rap music. It gets me going. I love rock music. Like, I feel like music... In another life, I'd be a musician. I'd actually gotten into Ogopa Studios way back. Like,
if you did not ever think it, you had it here first. That's the one thing I wanted. I wanted something I've not had or you've not had in another interview. You'd have wanted to be a musician.
Yeah, I went into Ogopa Studios when I was, I think, in Form 1. My parents didn't even know. And recorded a song.
You should have come with it.
Back.
Did you? Have you played it for your husband?
No, I haven't. But I will.
I hope you know what you guys are listening to tonight.
No, but honestly, one of the other things I was saying about having it, you can have it all, but not at the same time, is you also have to learn about outsourcing. What can you outsource?
I love that.
Yeah. What can you outsource? Because you can't be
Superwoman.
What can you outsource?
Because we always feel like something has got to give. And in fact, today I was going to end the conversation, but you've brought it out of me. What is your give? What do you feel is your give? For some people, it's the clock. I feel like I'm always racing with the clock. Like I don't get there on time. I would have wanted to, but I love that you said your solution is outsourcing.
Yeah, you have to outsource.
Because you realize you can't be everywhere at the same time and everything to everyone always.
Exactly. And what can I give? I think,
what is your give?
Gosh, I think I struggle with sleep. I think sleep suffers the most.
You've said it before. Do you know that? I actually thought you would not have the courage to say it.
There's a friend of mine who said there's sleep therapists. I'm looking for one because my husband.
Because there's always a give.
And he's like, what are you doing still awake?
Yeah.
And
even after hours aboard flights, Lizz.
Let me tell you, it's like I have this adrenaline. I can't even sleep because my mind is racing. When I have a huge project with me, there are like 10, 50 million things running in my mind. So, yeah, but sleep suffers, which I want to get better at in 2024. I really need to sleep. I'm growing old. At
37. I'm going to ask you a question. As we get into a song I'm playing for you, Alicia Keys' Superwoman. Because today we're all about loving on you, giving you your flowers and celebrating anyone with the audacity. Because, for women, it is the audacity to think you can do all these things, have all these feathers in your cap, almost, because that's how I feel sometimes. She thinks she can do it all. I love the
Yolanda will make me cry.
The audacity. Don't cry, I'll cry. And then it'll just be bad.
It'll be just like one sobbing show.
Cry for Max when you get home. He's my buddy. What does your alone time look like? Do you your self-care? You know, sometimes you can do all these things alafu unajisahau.
Yeah, aki siwezi jisahau. I have to. My alone time is focused on. I love massages. They really. It's like my zen. Like I tried meditating, but meditating is I'm thinking of more things. Well, this project, where is it at, etc. So I love my alone time. I spend it either a massage, which is really calming for me because I'm always in flight, so it helps with the muscles. I binge watch on, I don't know if I should say ratchet shows.
Ratchet TV. I love you. You're my spirit animal. Me too. The Housewives. Those things. I love them. I love them.
I love
We
it.
have box office. I'll be sending you.
Yeah, please do.
I'll be sending. I'll be your plug.
Yeah. Sometimes I actually go and pretend to play. My son loves PS, so we try play together. But I have conversations with him when I miss his. Some of my alone time is spent with him.
Yeah.
And also my husband, because honestly, they're the two people that bear the biggest brunt of
the casualties of your greatness.
Yes.
Almost, right?
Almost, yes. And I actually don't know all my son's teachers. My husband knows all of them.
Baby girl, imagine it's okay. If that's what is wrong with you, imagine we'll take it.
I've forced myself not to guilt trip myself over that.
But it's hard.
It's very difficult.
Yeah.
It's very difficult. But we have conversations. I have lunch with my son. He turned 12 years, and I'm like, he understands everything. In fact, there are moments when I'm looking for a certain newspaper. It's like, Mama, you're looking for it because you're there.
Unajitafuta, you're looking for yourself. I love it.
But you need, all in all, you really need a community that champions you. My mom, I always say, is my biggest cheerleader. Like when I'm feeling like down, low, out, I'll just call my mom and she'll tell you all these great things you've done, and you're like, hey, that's me. Okay, maybe it's not that bad. Yeah,
like a reminder, not necessarily validation.
Yes.
I love
not
that.
Validation,
have you ever struggled with, sorry, I forgot this, I don't even want you to leave before answering this, because sometimes people need to hear from someone who's doing it, as in the process of doing it. Have you ever struggled with imposter syndrome? Because sometimes I see you in the panels, I'm like, hiya, who you see president or this country? Have you ever...
I struggle with the opposite. When I see some conversations, I'm like, why am I not in that? I don't know what it's called.
I love a cocky friend. I didn't call you cocky because I can't deal with low self-esteem. I'm like, I have so many things to do. Yeah. I love that. So you are like, why am I not in that conversation?
By the way, sometimes I actually go to find out, like, do you know how it's good you've mentioned Obama, because this, guys, whatever you profess, this is what happened. How I got into the Young African Leadership
Tell us the Obama story.
And I saw this, I'm like, oh, there's this Young African Leadership Initiative. It's almost impossible to get into. They only pick a handful of people from Africa who are dispersed in different parts of the US to go learn and, best standards or practices on three areas, which was public, private, and I think entrepreneurial.
Yes.
And when I saw it, I was... they were announcing their first cohort in 2014, and I was seeing, and I'm like, how did I miss this?
I have to be on that list.
I applied the following year, and this was my first attempt. I went through all the interviews, all like the initiatives I'm thinking of doing, some that I've implemented, and I got in.
Wow, the audacity. See, I told you, audacity.
What you see yourself in, you honestly become. So I can't wait to be Dr. Easy on my 40th.
We are here for it, by the way. We are here for it. And also, when you get your DJ certificate, I'll talk to my boss. You'll come play on this show for the first time. We love you. I'm going to play a song. And then Alicia Keys, Superwoman. To every woman who has the audacity.
Amen.
To want it all.
Absolutely.
To want it all. By the way, with no, it's called Dhoni. In Kamban Dhoni.
No shame whatsoever.
Zero shame.
Yeah, exactly.
Liz, we love it.
Oh, love
Our
you.
superwoman.
This is amazing. Thank you for this platform. I mean, it's platforms like this that remind women and young women and even young men that you can, you will, you must, you can do it.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. This is your jam, eh?
Yay.
When we come back, we hear from you.